want to go over this process for using Smartcat and just kind of review the steps or some of the features that it can handle. For projects that allow collaboration between a team, one is better off posting that or creating the project within like a group or like an external setting, but one is also able to create his own projects, or what they call tasks, where one can handle most of the workflow directly as well. So in order to set up a project, in this case what I'm wanting to describe is a localization project, where we want to localize an app into a multitude of languages, and as they are rolled out, if we get people wanting to contribute to the translation, then we can let them into the project and do that, but at least it gets us going, right? And I want to do this with the benefit of the machine translations that are available from Smartcat, specifically some of the paid versions. So in order to do that, first, before creating your project, just to make it as optimized as possible, it's beneficial to go into productivity services and go ahead and purchase some pages, or the way they call this currency is pages of translation. And what that equates to is that, let me see, one page of machine translation equals 250 words. So these quantities are deducted from our balance. So you can do however many pages you may feel you need for a project. In this case, I have purchased a balance of 500 pages earlier and spent so far about 100. So for this case, I have enough. And once we make sure that we have a little bit, but as you can see, even 20 pages worth of, which would be about 5,000 words, comes to $1. So it's very inexpensive to get some help for machine translation. Then we create our project, and we do that by selecting one or more files that we may want to translate. And this takes a whole variety of formats and in a very intelligent way. So I have, in this case, a series of JSON files, and it will intelligently only allow me to translate the segments in the values, not in the field names themselves. So that's exactly what I want. If I had some translation memories and reference files, I would have them there, but in this case, we're starting from scratch. I will name this something that is logical. This is my third try with it. Set our source language, in this case it's English, and I had previously started this project, so all of these languages, you add however many languages you need for your project. In this case, we had already taken the time to go through this list and select all the languages that we feel we may need. So in this case, as Smartcat remembers those and suggests them, I feel it's easier and faster to just click them here and add them back. And it's got quite a good selection. And we're done with that. Okay, now we are wanting to use machine translation, and in this case we want to use the paid service. You see here where it tells you or leads you back to productivity services so that you can purchase them. Now note that machine translation is not available for all languages, but it's a very small subset of languages that you may not find translation for. Here, before we advance further, we can further customize the options that we would have for machine translation. So I'm going to add some languages here. So from this, I have found that Amazon and Microsoft are stepping up into the ballgame as well of machine translation. That's really awesome. Yandex and Baidu provided some pretty good options as well. Okay, so I'm good with that. And then under advanced settings, before I forget, under pre-translation, in this case, I'm going to ask it to confirm segments, which is something I didn't do in the past, and it brought me some trouble, which has made me start from scratch again. Otherwise, it would take me a long time to do the confirmation myself. Or step by step, right? So I'm just going to create a new translation memory so that it will generate translation memories out of all of these that we create. All right, and I will finish. Okay, so this time, now we are off and running. Documents are ready for download. Wow. So what this is doing, these progress bars indicate the MT at work, the machine translation engines at work, and as they complete, then they go to status of pre-translated. And so we can see a similar panorama taking place all across. The pages here indicate the different documents from what I've heard. So in this case, this drop zone document is just like one line long, so it should go pretty fast. Very well. Once it's finished pre-translating, it will also show that it's 100% translated. And from there, all we have to do is select. And if you just select here, it'll only select the page, and which means it'll only select this document. All these others will be pending. So if you want to select all of them, then you can just go ahead and click there. And if you only want the equivalent of the JSON files in each specific language, then you just click resulting files. Otherwise, the original files are there, and some of these very interesting documents are also available. But for this purpose, we will only need the resulting file. So that's that, and then we just wait for it to finish processing and we download.